Hi, John Biggs from TechCrunch here, and we're here with Mark Edmiston of Nomad Editions, one of the first startups, I guess, to show up in the new newsstand in iOS 5. Mark, why don't you go into a little bit about what you guys are doing, what the news is today, and then we can talk a little bit about the newsstand itself.
Sure. What was announced today is that we are going to be with iOS 5 and the newsstand have developed different apps for each one of our publications. Up till now, we have been having one landing page called Nomad Editions where people could download a free app and then look at each one of our editions. We think the newsstand is a much better way of marketing, good content, because people will actually be able to find what they're looking for. Right now, it's pretty difficult. We were in lifestyle. I don't know exactly how many other lifestyle apps there were, but there was really no process by which people who are looking for good content could find it, other than kind of looking at all 500,000 apps, which obviously is impractical and no one was doing it. So now we will be prominent in the store, along with and competing with other well-known brands. But we think we have a good product and we expect to do well there.
So now it's interesting you note competition. Is what, in terms of books versus apps designed to do designers to do the same thing, who are you guys competing with, and how are things changing, especially in that space?
Well, I think what's the big thing that's changing is a movement away from delivering content that is essentially a digital replica of an existing publication. I think people are beginning to realize that they need to create content for mobile devices, and that is increasingly the case. There's a number of purveyors of software, Moving Media, Mag Plus is one of them, that are focused on delivering a different experience than would be the case with a magazine transferred to a digital version.
Now it seems to me that you guys were sort of stuck almost in almost an app ghetto where you have hundreds and hundreds of apps doing similar things, not exactly the same. Is the newsstand sort of, I guess, their end cap? Is this Apple's equivalent of an end cap in Barnes Noble or at a Target, that sort of thing? Great placement. Is there any cost involved in that, or how is that organized?
There's no additional cost involved in it. It's the 30% you mentioned before commission that Apple takes, but I think it's more than an end cap. I think actually a newsstand could be what Amazon was to books a few years ago. It's the first time that people can really and easily find digital content without having some reference, outside reference, somebody reading someplace else or seeing someplace else on television or on your show that there's a particular app and go look for it. With the number of apps that are there and the very general the categories that they created, as I say, lifestyle, that means pretty much anything you want it to mean. So if we're selling a publication called Body Smart, for example, one of our editions, and that's for healthy lifestyle, well, we put it in lifestyle because we didn't know where else to put it. That was the most appropriate. But if you're interested in losing weight or living a little healthier life, that's you just basically have to sort through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of apps to be able to find that. There was no mechanism by which you could filter and come to the ones you're most likely to be interested in. And what the newsstand is that filter. And I hope that they actually do a little bit more selectivity in the future. The current categories, some are precise and some are not, and that's an issue. I would like them to add a few more categories so that people, like in a newsstand, or a physical newsstand where you could walk in and if you want to read something about model railroading, there's a section where the model railroading magazines exist.
Now, did you see any specific uptick in adoption, any more sales because of iOS 5? I mean, I realize it might be a little bit premature, but could that be have you seen anything in the statistics right now?
We have not seen that, but I think it is a little premature. I mean, just yesterday, and I think it's people are still getting used to it. And I believe, actually, Apple surprisingly launched early or without making much of an announcement. They're now promoting it as of today, but I think the day that today was the first day they were going to release anything on the press. They jumped that by a day, so it's a little bit raggedy Andy right now. But I think by this time next week there should be a fairly good idea as to what whether it's working or not. I think inevitably it will work. As I say, there is a lot of demand for the content. It's just been difficult to find, and if this makes it easier to find, we will be helped by it. I think, honestly, the Kindle Fire is another example of another mechanism, not just the device itself, but another mechanism to begin to sort through the myriad opportunities people have for entertainment and be able to find the things they're looking for.
All right, excellent. Thanks so much, and keep us posted how sales are going next week.
Very good. Will do.